Good evening, folks. It's 2018 night on the 13th day, 3rd month, 19th year, and I'm watching another one of these man-made storms. That looks like a hurricane being born over land. And I'm deeply concerned while everybody's watching here. I'm watching an incredible line of man-made crap come across here, across Louisiana in particular, that I'd like to show you straight away. I'm going to go right to it because I've tried to go live, but it's not letting me. I'm going to run this now. Hopefully it'll load properly. Yeah, not cool, not cool at all. I don't like the censorship that's going on. I really don't. So I'm going to roll 45 frames of this and let y'all have a peek at what I'm seeing coming in across Louisiana. Let's slow this down here. This is the COD, weather.cod.edu site. Look at this line. Look how evenly spaced all this is. I'm going to have to slow it way down. Look at this come across here. That's a nasty line of stuff. I don't consider that the Midwest. I consider this the Southern United States. You know, have you guys been warned? The potential for some serious hails and stuff like this is huge. And the even spacing of this I find to be very, very suspicious. I also picked up over here, if I go into Colorado, and I'm going to run you some frames of this one as well, you'll see the center of circulation getting formed over here. They actually folded it from nothing. I'm going to have to zoom down a bit while this loads. It's easier. The straight line here. Does that look like a round funneling vortex that you would expect to see in a super low pressure? Doesn't look like to me. Watch this come through. I don't like man-made storms, do you? And suddenly, all at once, this wave comes across like this. And I'm wondering if there's a line of wind farms over here assisting this, because Billy Hazen made me aware of couple years ago that the wind farms do play a huge role in straight line wind formations in these storms. So I would see that those would more than likely be being used for this. I'm just going to roll all this data. Down here's your timestamps. You can see I'm looking at current things, right? Right. So I don't have to dwell on that too much. My God. And I looked over here up in, because I'll try to look at this map here and I'll look at where do they feed this from? Where are the flows coming from? Now, one of the hugest flows I see happening is a pulse that's come up here. If I run this right here, you'll see a pulse come through here. Bzz. So this is energized an outflow boundary from here to here. This is not cool. I'm going to stop it on near the last frame here and do my zoom bet. What y'all say? Well, evidently I didn't stop it good enough. See the pulse come through here? USA? From out of here? Well, I could show you that on the other feed as well. The pulse comes up through the Gulf of Mexico here. Watch. Fueling this entire storm, taking all that chem in the line and shoving that moisture straight up in that, y'all. See the pulse coming in? This is geoengineering. This is making this storm. You can even see on this last frame, if I can get it to stop on it, which I will. When it comes over to the last, I will stop it. Right. See this pulse right here? That was that one that came through. See this one here? So it's more than one pulse in operation here that's fueling this storm. It takes many methods, actually, to do something like this, from the insertion of the chem and the catalysts in the atmosphere to the day before when they fed everything and they got the setup right for y'all to make sure all the moisture was in place. You know, if I look out here in the Gulf of Mexico, you know, this is the stuff that pulse that you can see here coming through. If I just run this again, you can see come through the Gulf of Mexico, right through here, right? All that got hemmed up to fuel this, and this was the chemtrails and everything that suspended the particulates in the atmosphere. If I come through Louisiana here, where I just showed you that next rad, you can see the chem and the particulates in the air, the plumes of God only knows what, of undisclosed nature. Undisclosed. That'll be the Mississippi River taking a turn there. Do chem? See them setting you all up? Square, square, zzz, zzz, zzz. Bryans, pulses, plumes. Setting you all up for a big storm. Man-made weather. Getting ready to absolutely rock your world. And I am very concerned about that line that went out through here. You know, they told you to watch for weather here. But what I see going on coming across here is nothing short of criminal. Nothing short of criminal. Let's see if I can get you another look at this. I'll go over to back to this radar here. All right, you can see how this pulse came through. See it here? I can do the regional looks as well, which I'm going to do. Let's go to regional sectors. And we're going to have a look. I want to go straight to here so we can watch that come through. See that pulse line coming across right here? Now this is the best zoom I can give y'all. I tried going live and they shut me down, so I'm recording this separately and I'm going to upload it. See the flow from that beam? You know, heated outflows rushing toward lower pressure, highs rush to lows. So you got all the flow in the world to fuel this. So we have to then look at all the local stuff that's coming through. That's dangerous. That line right there is very dangerous. Oh boy, they set you all up for a good one. A really, really good one, if you can call this good. I really don't. So I'm going to come back over here to these next rads, and I'm going to give you another look. So it's like, where else are they fueling this from? You know, these heated outflows. You know, down here you can see a pulse come across. Of course, I'm going to show you. One that came across here from that pulse off of the west coast of the U.S. I'll run you 200 frames on that, so you can see it. And of course, it takes a minute to load, but it's worth every minute of it for me to document this. And this is from the Yuma, Arizona site. The next rad's here. Let's see if we can pick up this pulse coming through. Those are mighty stationary there, aren't they? What's been activated there that's going on? Possibly you have mountain ranges there that can give that. Boom, plume. You see that detonation there? Watch up here. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Boom. So something, aerosols were put up in the atmosphere there. All right, I showed you Colorado. And we're going to jump over here to Kansas. You see the square form to this here? I'll run you 48 frames of that. I've just got to show this. This is just so wrong. And they're calling it some kind of Mumbo Genesis. You know, it's all a bunch of mumbo jumbo as far as I'm concerned. See that spike come out? We can do that a little slower for you. Man-made weather, man-made storms. Geoengineering sucks. It's sucking the life out of my planet. You got so many circulations going on. That's like a circulation over here around the next rad in Kansas. And then get another one over here. Watch the circulation. I'll give you 48 frames of that. The flows are just all wrong. It's a bunch of individual circulations going on, kicking in. But when you look at that main map, look at the beam there. There's guilty, guilty, guilty. See that wave front come through there like that? That's like one of those straight line winds I was talking about that come from the wind farms. That's kind of what that looks like after, you know, listening to Billy and, of course, you know, looking with my own eyes. I've learned how to determine these. I don't have all my maps pulled up so you guys can see the exact location of these wind farms, but if you're local and you live around there, you'll see them. One of them is a huge section of 7 wind turbines across, and it stretches for about 150 miles. And you could do a lot with stuff like that. Look at the beams here. And this is out of Hastings, Nebraska, all pointing right at this next rad here. Beaming away, beaming away, beaming your own demise. Yeah, you had that great big blast on Mimic that I showed. If you know the 48 frames of this, you can see what's going on. Because all these are in the path. This is Topeka, Kansas. They've been exceedingly killed. I didn't get you enough frames of that one. I just got some spike, and you see them beams shooting out. Slow it down. Just catching it there at the end. I didn't even totally made it up that way yet, because they got to feed this. They've got to fold it. You're going to have to make a high pressure this way to keep that from coming back around. They'll send one this way. Fold, 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 fold. This should be in the process of the fold right now. See the square? Folding. Squares turning squares. I keep pointing that out. But this is bad. I haven't looked at this one yet. From Little Rock, Arkansas, they're just about to get that wave that I showed you coming through that other one. So I'll give you 48 frames of that. You should see this come in from west to east. You go, slowed it down. And look at that line. Look at this one join it. And that's bearing down on a city, folks. You guys are going to cop it. This is very bad. This is very dangerous storm. Very, very dangerous. I'm going to go up here and look at Sioux Falls, South Dakota. You can see here straight away. Look at the beams. Look at the gilt. I don't even need to roll that, do I? I'll give you 24 frames of it. But you can clearly see, oh, it's refreshed. What's it doing? Earlier, it wouldn't even let me go live at all. It would not connect. I'm also seeing people having difficulty making comments on posts. So, again, what's going on? Why the censorship? Are they afraid that their guilt is so big from beams like this here going across the United States, this here? Zzz, fueling this storm, fueling your own demise. What land grabs are they wanting? There's an outflow going in. Mighty suspicious that it comes straight over toward this, don't it? Not suspicious to me at all. I'm kind of used to seeing the geoengineering going on. I'm kind of used to it by now. We'll go look at another region if you'd like. But I'm just really, really concerned about this. Very, very concerned. These vapors coming in from crap over here in the Gulf of Mexico, feeding into Louisiana. And this is where my biggest concern is this line right here. While we're all focused up here, these people here are getting it. They're in the line of it. Absolutely in the line. Let's see if I can get a sub-regional section in for that. Actually, I'll go even a little bit more than that. We'll go into localized sections and see what I can pick up here. This is what I do. This is when it's time for a storm to come. I will have looks like this, right? We should get a better zoom on it from here. Look at the EMF right there, folks. Look at that. Waves moving in this way. Bzzzt. Yep, a lot of energy feeding that crap. And I got to say crap. Because it is. This is man-made. You can't make it any more man-made and any more obvious than that. You can't make it any more obvious than to feed up this area right here that I'm looking at. I'm looking at all the plumes that were put the day before this storm. Now, I don't have any data from the 13th in yet, or I'd be showing it. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, you can see the chemtrails above the whiteout. There's plume here, plume here, plume here, plume, 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 plume. Chemtrail, chemtrail. Man-made storms bearing down on a peaceful populace. Weather wars being used against the American people. This is by their own government. You know, somebody's got executive orders that they can use. Somebody's got a pen and a phone. They could choose to use it. But are they using it? You know, while you're covering up chem bombs like this. See it? There's another one here. See it? You tell me that's a glitch or an anomaly, I'll tell you, you need to rethink things. I don't want to be upsetting people. But, you know, we've got to show the truth here. And the truth is our weather is beyond owned. Our weather is being manipulated by electromagnetic frequency and pulses from devices, even from outside the United States. Look, that pulse didn't come from here. It came from down here. Bzzzt. And that big line there, perturbation. This is as man-made as you can get with a big old pulse wave right through the center of it. Right there. Right there. You know? So here's the food for the storm. Here's the food for thought. This is something pluming right over here. Look. Just did catch that. Doing this ourselves. We're allowing this to happen. We are. We're absolutely allowing it. And when you allow government to run wild over you, this is what you get. Land grabs. Higher insurance rates for people along coastlines are being told they can't rebuild. Chem bombs of ungodly natures of stuff that we're not allowed to have full access to knowing. A proposed experiment is going on right now over your heads, and you poor folks are copping it. Absolutely copping it. I'll see if I can get another localized section here and get right on down to the nitty-gritty here and let you have a really good look at the center of circulation. And then I'm going to click it off and upload it. Oh my, look at that. Boom. A lot of energy has been put in front to feed this. Bzzz. Plumes. You telling me a hurricane forms over the center of land of a country this many times this year? And I'll tell you, there's a new geoengineering method coming out right about graduation time for the universities. Here's your final exam. I hope you all liked it. I give you a fail on it. Big love, people. Peace.